This is a chart of our financial freedom journey, and today I'm going to reveal the 3 things that we used to get us to our goals. So let's get into it. This is our goal, and you can see right here at the end of 2010, beginning of 2011, we were at $40,000 in debt, and just 2 years later we were debt free at the beginning of 2013. And then we also started heavily investing in that year, and the stock market just exploded. Then in 2015, I got a little chunk of money. I think it was like $35,000 from a pension plan from a 20-year career. We used that money to invest in an unattended laundromat that was really close to our house. And then later that year, we bought a second laundromat, and I quit my full-time job and became a business owner, basically part-time. In 2017, we bought a new primary residence, and we turned our current home, which was the 3-bedroom, 1-bath that was the big decision early in our journey. We turned that into a rental property, and it was cash flowing pretty nicely. And then in 2018, there was a slight dip in the stock market, but it didn't slow us down at all. We kept investing, and it's a good thing we did, because in 2019, we actually saw a 30% return on investment that year. And at the same time, our real estate investments were going up. Then in 2021, we sold the laundromats, and we did really well. We had bought these laundromats. They were, at least the first, well, both of them were very, very run down and very poorly managed. We were able to turn them around, and we actually sold them both for twice what we paid for them. But then came 2022. The stock market, it took a dump. We saw a 20% drop in our investments in 2022. But again, that didn't stop us. We kept investing. We figured we're buying stocks at a low price and they're on sale. And we're really glad we did, because 2023 was another stellar year. The market came flying back, and we actually saw a 26% increase. I didn't mention it earlier, but in 2020, we actually bought a vacation property. It wasn't run down, but we were able to make a lot of improvements. It was a cabin up in the mountains, and our intention was that in retirement, that was going to be our home. If you haven't heard, California had some major fire issues in 2022, 2023.
More than 3,500 acres scored.
And our homeowners insurance it skyrocketed. It more than tripled. So at the beginning of 2024, we sold it. We made a pretty decent profit on it. And at the end of this year, we're going to be selling our home here in Hawaii. We had used the profits from our previous home in California, which is a whole nother story and a whole nother video, which I'm sure I'll be covering soon. But we used that as a down payment on this house here, so we're gonna recoup that, plus hopefully make a little bit of profit on this house here. And that brought us to the end of our journey, and we both retired. And if you're enjoying what you're hearing and you wanna hear more, like, subscribe, hit the bell. That was our net worth journey, but don't think that we were what they call dinks, which is dual income, no kids. We had 4 kids at the beginning of this journey, and we just had middle class salaries. I mean, I think majority of the time we were probably, between the two of us, it was probably about $130,000 to $150,000 a year. We weren't like these tech bros making $500,000 a year and then we're able to retire early. I mean, that's obvious. You can retire early with that much money, right? And there were several things that we did, but there were 3 things that made the biggest difference in pushing us over to retirement. Sorry, there's a lizard crawling on the wall over there, and I was just like, caught my attention. Housing, I mentioned in a previous video that we moved from 4-bedroom, 3-bath into a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. And that was a tough decision. I mean, we had friends that made fun of us for this. Well, I wouldn't say made fun of us, but they made it clear that they thought we were nuts. But it was all about our future, and we were willing to make that sacrifice, so we didn't care. And then number 2 is cars. We sold a car that we had a pretty big loan on just to get rid of that loan. And then I know I talked about in this video the Susie Orman effect and how Laura went one direction. Well, I almost went the other direction. I came this close to buying a BMW Z4. That's a cool car. But when I got my job in 2013, my higher paying job, I figured, I've got the money, let's try to do this. And we were close. We were really close to buying it. But then I looked at what it was actually going to cost us. I mean, this is a whole nother video too. It's like, what is the real expense of, plus I wasn't going to be able to buy the car outright, so I was going to have a loan on it, and that money that was going to go into that loan wouldn't be going into our investments. So I'd be losing not only that money, but the money that money would earn. And then there's food. We were eating out probably 4 or 5 times a week. We still ate out like, once or twice a week. We meal planned based on what the deals were at the grocery store. We were cutting back everywhere we could think of, especially in the early years. We were cutting back everywhere we could just to try to get more money going into investments, and earlier on paying off all that consumer debt. And I mentioned earlier these dips in our growth where the stock market just took a dump.
Yahoo down 8.5%, Cisco 6.5%, Research in Motion 10%. Like to go.
They are ping-ponging back off each other.
People are seeing this, and those memories of fear are coming back.
We had 2 of them, one in 2018 and one in 2020. And it didn't slow us down at all. We didn't think, oh, we've got to sell, we got to get out of the market. No, we stuck with it. Our investing did not change at all. We just kept putting money into it. With the stock market down, we were getting more stock for our dollar. And then the fear, we really didn't have much fear over the stock market. We were pretty confident that, and because we invest in index funds consistently go up year after year. And then number 3, it's all about balance. We realized that extreme frugality or being minimalist wasn't for us. I mean, it might be for you, but it wasn't for us. I mean, we didn't want to be miserable on this entire fire journey. Just remember to just relax, splurge when you want to, or when you can. We had what we call a windfall strategy. We would take 10 to 20% and spend it on something that we wanted, like trips, or if we needed a new computer or something that we needed. 80-90% would go right into investments. And this balance helped keep us motivated. We were still seeing a lot of progress, but at the same time, we were enjoying life. We took family trips to Hawaii, Alaska. We went on a couple trips to Europe. So we definitely indulged. And would that have brought us to financial freedom earlier? Definitely. But like I said, we wanted to enjoy life along the way. And we did. And probably our biggest indulgence, we wanted to live in Hawaii. We knew it was only going to be 2 to 3 years, but we wanted to live here. We enjoy the beach, and we've always loved Hawaii, so we wanted to make that part of our story. But now that we're both retired, it doesn't fit in our plans, so we're selling, and we're going to travel for a year and probably settle in the Washington, Seattle area, somewhere up in there, for at the beginning of 2026. So that's all 3 things. Control the big expenses of housing, transportation, food, consistently invest in the stock market no matter what it's doing, and then life balance. Those are the 3 things that brought us to where we are today. So my question to you is, what are the big pleasures that you won't give up on? And what are you willing to give up on? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to hear. So if you want to see why we went all in on this FIRE, financial independence, retire early, just watch this video. And thanks for watching.